Hi, I want to dedicate this video to a concept or idea that's called abundance, that's sponsored by technology and technological advancements. And also, at the end of the video, I would like to set up some apologies because some of the ideas or videos I have are very extreme and they're very controversial, and I personally do not want to take credit if they actualize, and somebody points the finger and says, hey, he said it first and the other guys got the idea. um, there is a lot to be said. I mean, I'm a psychic and philosopher, and I know how things are going to turn out. And some of these visions and ideas are very dramatic, very extreme. Uh, in my personal life, I'm a very conservative person. I truly value my personal life and my personal way of living. I am not a politician, and really, really very down to earth and really care about my day-to-day living. So these two concepts, they are very different, but I think that we are entering a period of turbulence and political change, and that might be violent and very dramatic, but afterwards the trends that have been going on for a while will take over. One of these trends would be that the new technological developments in nanotechnology or artificial intelligence, automation, and software, in many areas, they are going to provide so much abundance, so much wealth, that no matter how stupid we are and how our political system is corrupt, that somehow this wealth is going to seep in into society, no matter how retarded we do things. I mean, I just want to tell you an example. Is would be in Iran. There are places, because there is so much oil underground, that sometimes in some areas the oil kind of seeps into the ground, into the surface, and you can even see it in the small pools, or it's just because there's so much of this resource underneath that it has no choice but to seep in into the surface and everywhere else. So this is the concept or idea that I think that underlines my philosophy, that the technological advancements, the, the speed of computation, the quantum computers, the nanotechnology, the artificial intelligence, the automation, they're just going to create so much wealth, even though that we are a very retarded species and we utterly destroyed, or our bourgeoisie allocate most of this wealth to themselves in different forms or another. This wealth is just going to keep seeping in, and it's going to seep into the society. I mean, just look at what's happening in the communication sector, and how many ways we have in communicating with each other through email and phones, and how cheap this technology has become. It's free most of the time, and I just think that our future is a future of abundance, regardless of our stupidity and our retardedness. And even though what we might do, the the progress of science and technology is such that it's just gonna overwhelm our low IQ and our selfishness. Uh, but our political and economic system will be like dragging along with these progresses that are just beyond anything that you can imagine. We are just following this technological advancement with a huge lag time. Like the technology has progressed 20 years, and we are like 10 years behind. But we have no choice but to go into this direction. You follow what I'm saying? I mean, we are dedicated to our hubris and human stupidity, but there is no choice but to go into this direction. This is a hard concept, but I think you'll get it if you think about it. Uh, the the evolution of science and technology is such that so many products and so many services and so many resources are going to become available that it's going to collapse the price of every commodity, every service, everything that you can imagine that that there exists, and the only thing that would be of value is the relationships and what one human being can do for another human being. Is like a relationship between a father and a son, or a mother and a girl. Like what she can do and provide for her. That relationship is special. You cannot replace that with robots. You cannot replace that with artificial intelligence. I mean, if you walk into a bar and fall in love with the pretty Dana or pretty girl, and that relationship is human. There is nothing technology can do to replace that. You follow what I'm saying? So the only things that will survive and acquire value and become significant is the services and things that a human being can give to another human being. Everything else is going to become so technologically enshrined and so cheaply mass produced that it's just hopeless to try to put any kind of value on it. I mean, this has already happened with cars and with products and with food and fuel, but as humans, we are following a lag time, cultural and mental lag time, and we are now perceiving it. We are not seeing that this has already happened, but maybe 10 years down the road, we'll see this happening. The other concept that I want to kind of brush over, I am very afraid of some of this stuff, is that the changes are very violent and dramatic, whatever that you think and you have put your trust in, whatever institution, you just think about it, that this institution can fall apart. These changes can be very violent, but it's okay because further along in timeline, everything will be alright. Anyhow, I am a psychic and a philosopher. I'm not a politician, and more than anything else in the world, I value personal privacy and personal life, and my freedom to speak. I really, really don't want to take credit for for anything that might be even insinuated as a form of calling for violence, or I, these things are gonna happen anyhow. So why am I sticking my neck out? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And the 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 concepts that I'm trying to reach at is that the conceptions or the ideas that are in our heads because we grew up in earlier times, it just does not correspond to reality. It does not correspond to where we are technologically and where the society is going to go. It's like somebody who's like extremely obsolete. You know, his skill sets, his job sets. You know, he's just he belongs to a different era. Like Hassan, like I grew up in when the Shah it was still in power in the 1975, 1978, and my cosmological outlook on world and the life is so outdated, so dead. But you know, but I'm carrying it with me. I understand technologically this stuff is all dead, and culturally and intellectually I understand it that I am obsolete in many regards, but you know the person that's here it has trouble to reformulate himself. I think that you are also like me. You may not realize that, but you are entering an era that technology and automation and artificial intelligence they are so far ahead of you. Your culture or your nomena, your conceptions that you have built up how the world should be is is totally false. It's totally unbelievably outdated. One of the I want to just point out one of the things that you personally very much believe in is like there is these companies that they're so innovative and they hire all these employees and the employees getting paid very well. Things are just beautiful. They're like Microsoft, but is that really true? Are the companies that will be in the future, or is that are you so outdated, so obsolete as a human being, as your skill sets are just belong to a different era that such a vision of living is just completely crap. I mean, think about it. Has the technology made you completely obsolete? You don't, you are not relevant, and these ideas you have, and the ways of livelihood and living that you think should be right for the future of the United States, are they really feasible? Are they really something that politicians and the government and the companies want to do? Think about it. You would see that you are an obsolete being. You are just like me. You grew up in Shah's time, and you are an obsolete human being with technology that far surpasses you. So the abundance that comes from technology, what's the only way that you can get a piece of this pie is through socialism, by changing things so that the government splits it in a fair way, regardless of how innovative you may or may not be. Uh, I'm going to make another video about obsolete economic systems and obsolete humans, and we are all obsolete, and this system does not belong to our times. Anyhow, regarding my visions and psychic experience that I have had about future, uh, you know, they are they are too outrageous, and they should not be in a video or in my YouTube channel, and I do not want to take credit for them. And you just realize that uh, there is no there is no future for these conceptions. Anyhow, I hope you kind of got the clue to what I'm trying to drive at. Okay, I am going to call this video the vicious dreams, even though I never mentioned any vicious dreams. But just remember, no matter how bad things are going to get, once we get over this hill, uh, this abundance that's out there is beyond all the troubles that we had, and we are all going to be like those very well taken care of doggies. We are going to be pets to uh, technologically advanced uh, software and artificial intelligence and nanotechnology. Hey, it's not so bad to be a pet. It could be a good experience, okay? I'll talk to you later, alright?